Hello and welcome to the In the Money Players podcast. This is our show for Saturday, August 9th. You might also be watching on our YouTube channel. You can check us out there, and please subscribe while you're over there. We do have lots of YouTube exclusive content. Other times, content like this does double duty. Peter Thomas Fornital back with you. Happy to be joined by my partner in the Money Media, a man whose face you see on Fox, America's Day at the Races. You see all the great content he provides on YouTube, including daily, not daily always, but regular and Saturday analysis of Saratoga. Here today to talk about Colonial Downs, though, he's Jonathan Kinchin. JK, give us a little Saratoga update.
What's been going on? The weather's been good, I can tell you that much. I went to the sale both nights. That was a ton of fun. Got to meet Marshawn Lynch. I don't know if you've seen the interview, Pete.
I heard about this, but I haven't seen it yet. Give us the scoop.
No, I can't give the scoop.
You have to watch it.
It's wild.
He's all in, right?
Huh?
He's all in. He loves his racing, right?
Yeah, him and John Sakura. He had met John Sakura, and John had brought him to the sale, and there's no better person to come to the sale with than John Sakura of Hillendale Farm, And he basically told Marshawn, like, look, you're not going to spend a lot. You're going to spend a little, and you're going to let me guide you through the process because, I'm not going to take advantage of you where in certain situations you find yourself with the wrong person who's going to try to run you up. And he seemed like he was having a great time, really enjoying it. So that was cool. Got to hang out with some friends that were doing some stuff. I was with Sheikh Fahad from Qatar Racing, who bought a horse that is a half to a horse we'll talk about here on this show. He bought a Justify half to Caravel for $1.4 million. That was a lot of fun to be around. Got to hang out with Bobby Flay when he sold his Gunrunner Colt out of America, that blue hen mare that he's had for $2.7 million.
Sweet.
And it was fun. We had a good time. The sale is it's just my favorite. It's just it's so much fun. Got to see our friend Craig Bernick. Went to lunch with Craig Bernick. Always fun to hang out with Craig. And what else? It was good. It's been fun. We're halfway through the meet, a little bit over halfway through the meet, and I'm enjoying every minute of it.
You kept your hand down at the sale this time around.
Funny story, Angel Cordero actually grabbed me the other day and told me, because one time Angel was downstairs and I was like up in the upstairs, there's like this like kind of a winner's lounge that I somehow find a way to get a wristband into every time. And or buyer's lounge. And I was looking outside, I saw Angel, and Angel and I looked and made eye contact. And then someone next to Angel saw Angel looked up at me, and then started waving at me. And Boyd Browning from Phasington ran over to him and was like, I'm trying to have a sale here, some horses in the ring for $1 million. Some guy's waving his hand. No, I did not raise my hand. I've learned to not do that. I put my hands down by my sides and just keep it cool.
Can't believe you got Angel in trouble. Unbelievable.
No, it wasn't Angel. It was the guy next to him. Angel was not in trouble.
Okay, good. He'd know better, to be fair. Colonial Downs. We've got the Arlington Million Day races there. This is a stakes-laden card. We have a whole other show on the audio side. We're going to deep dive into spot plays. We're going to cover a lot more races on there. Make sure you check that out. Subscribe to the In the Money Players podcast, wherever you get your pods, as well as the In the Money Media YouTube channel. And then wagering-wise, we got some good stuff happening. 3 pick fives on this card, including an all-stakes one with a 12% takeout. We've got loads of pick 4 action on this card. I think there's 4 of them. 2 of them are all stakes. You're going to want to check that out. And then, of course, the 3 graded stakes are going to make up a pick 3. We're going to talk about the pick 4 that ends with the 3 graded stakes on this card. We assume people are going to be tuned in. Terrific racing from our friends and partners at Colonial this weekend. We kick off, JK, with this turf sprint, not graded, but this is a race where, you're going to look at it and don't be surprised if you see some scratches in here, because we've got a couple of horses that ran last weekend who are extremely unlikely to be participating, including one of the big names in here, the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint winner, No Balls. I'm assuming is going to scratch. I'm assuming Coppola is going to scratch. You never know. It is 6 days. Some trainers will do this. Dale Romans being one that I've seen, I think, do this successfully. But I'm imagining those horses will not be going. You alluded to a half to Caravel making all manner of noise at the sale. Well, Whitty is another half, a gelded half to Caravel, who's been one of my favorite competitors in turf sprint stakes over the last few seasons. And he looks like he's got a great draw and a great pace to run into. Are you with him or against him here? I think he's going to come down off that 6-1 morning line with these presumptive scratches.
Yeah, I mean, I would think those horses are going to scratch because not only are they coming back on 6 days rest, but 6 days rest in an airplane or a van ride, right? So I would assume that they won't be running. I had an idea, production meeting in the middle of the show, Pete.
Do it.
Play this pick 4 with us. Put it in the comments, your pick 4. If you hit the pick 4, you can get a table at Saratoga in the 1863 for any day for the rest of the meet outside of Saturday. Saturdays are a little tricky. Any other day, rest of the meet, table for 6 in the 1863. If you comment your pick 4 ticket, your pick 4 ticket cannot cost more than $200.
All right. I love it. And if you're listening on the audio side, you're going to have to go to the YouTube channel. I know this, some of you creatures of habit, you just listen. It's easy peasy. YouTube.com. Just pop that in your old thing and then put in the money media, and you'll probably just see this video. Click on there, the comments, very intuitive. Even horse players can handle this level of tech. $200 pick 4 ticket. I love this off the cuff idea. 1863 is wonderful when it's hot out, especially. You're going to want to check this out. JK gets a very nice table in there. I know because I took advantage of it yesterday, had family in town. We had a great old time. All right. Let's talk about who else you might need besides Witty in here.
I only need 2. I need Witty and Witty. Funny enough, Witty has a half that sold for $1.4 million that we talked about. A little bit different stallion. I'd say that Justified, a little bit better than Great Notion. So I need Witty and I need the 11. Nothing better. I mean, looking at those morning lines, sometimes I think as a horse player's brain will be a little bit like, oh man, I'm using a 6-1 shot and 8-1 shot. That's all I need. These 2 horses are going to be the top 2 choices in here. These are the only 2 I need. The rest of them seem a cut below. You get a horse who's got some speed and nothing better. You get a closer and Witty. I'm good to go.
All right. Good stuff. Let's get on to the graded stakes portion of the card, starting with these 3-year-old colts in the Secretariat going 1 mile. For me, I thought these horses, there's a lot of similarity in terms of figures, but there was still a standout to me, and it's number 2, Maui Strong, simply because I don't see a whole lot of pace in here, and this horse, I think, will be able to dictate terms. 2 races back when beaten, I thought that was just a case of having to go too fast, too early to set it up for today's rival, who is back in against him today, Anagata. This time around, though, I think he's just going to be able to get out there, get into an easy beat, and win. I will probably throw in a backup on number 3, End of Romance. Little bit of a in Graham Motion, we trust situation here, but I think this horse will get a positive trip. A little light on figures, but one I wouldn't be surprised if could make a little bit of a step up. I had this one 2 on the A line, 3 on the B line. Where are you, my friend?
Yeah, I mean, this race, they all looked a little similar, which was tricky. But as I drilled down a little bit into the pace and how the race would unfold, I did think that Maui Strong made a lot of sense. The one problem I have with Maui Strong is most will remember that July 4th weekend, the inside of the turf course is where you wanted to be.
It's true.
Maui Strong spent a lot of time down there. Not all the way down there, but close enough. So that's one of the negatives for Maui Strong, which led me to Giacoso, who I liked on Derby Day, a horse that ran well enough last time in that race on Derby Day, and I think could be kind of showing up here and catching some people by surprise for a horse that hasn't won a run in some time. So I want to use the 1 and the 2 and then simulate the 4. I thought ran well off Perfect Trip, which I couldn't lean on him off a Perfect Trip, but I do think that good horses work out good trips. And so that was another one. I'll go 1, 2, 4 here. And I'll use as many as I possibly can as Bs. I think the rest of these horses could all win this race.
Interesting. All right. So you're taking a much more open approach, meaning I'm guessing you're looking to narrow down as we go forward. And we go forward with the Beverly D, another one of the traditional races from Arlington Million Day. This one for fillies 3 and up. We're going 1 mile and 3/16 at grade 2 level. And JK, we'll keep it with you.
Yeah, the 6 Duvet Day will be kind of my focus here. I thought this horse has run well a couple times. The last 2 races, there's been 3 winners out of those 2 races this horse is running. I love Michael McCarthy. I don't think anyone who listens to these shows don't know this. Also a horse that was closing into paces that weren't particularly quick. There's a lot I like about the 6 Duvet Day. I'll use the 5 Spanish Eyes, the 4 Charlene's Dream, the 3 Beach Bomb, and the 2 Be Your Best as B horses. I'm assuming Be Your Best is going to run here. It's cross-entered. She wants firm ground. She scratched last time in the Diana because there was rain. She wants firm ground. Mike Ryan and Safi Joseph will be looking for firm ground. So, I'm assuming the weather is going to be just fine. It's going to be fine up here. I haven't heard what it's going to be like there. So we'll have to see what happens with Be Your Best. But if that horse runs, be drawing live, but we'll see. I'm sure they're going to play the weather game.
All right. Definitely looking to spread a little bit there, but it sounds like you'll have half your money through Duvet Day. I was just worried about Duvet Day being too far back in this spot. So we're actually kind of oppo here. A couple that you will be backing up with were the two that I was interested in, starting with Beach Bomb. I just thought that was such a big race. I suppose it's possible that it was the yielding ground that moved her up so much, but I don't know. Maybe Grand Motion also just finally finding the keys to this one. I like Saez as the pilot here. I'm assuming we're going to get a positive ride and won't be too far back. I just thought this horse was really interesting, and I'm hoping with such a competitive field can actually get one that is a bit of a backable price. I definitely wanted 3s on my tickets, and then Be Your Best. You already made the case for, was not going to get beaten by that one. And yes, I would agree. You can move up if the ground is firm.
And the one thing with Duvet Day, yeah, the horse does come from out of it. But the good news is the 2, 3, and the 4 they're all forward types. So I would assume that at least one of them or 2 of them will keep it honest enough to help Duvet Day.
I could see that. I mean, it's one of those things where we try to run these races in our heads, and obviously it doesn't always look the same. The subjectivity of what Duke Matisse calls pace design, which was actually one of my favorite aspects of handicapping. In a way, I think you still sometimes can get an edge because of your own subjective view, whether that's looking at races that happen and trying to analyze how those figures were earned, or playing the race over and over in your mind's eye and trying to see who you think is going to get the best trip. That's something you're not going to do the same as a computer, and potentially a way to get an edge. You're not going to be right all the time, but it's a pursuit well worth taking on, in my opinion. Let's get to the race that gives the day its name, my friend, the Grade 1 Arlington Million. We go in 1.25 miles. We've got a Kentucky Derby winner in here. How fun is that? We've got a horse that absolutely loves this race course in number 8, Integration. Spoiler alert, that's the way that I'm heading in this. But JK, I'm guessing you're going narrow here because you're a little spready in these previous legs. But am I right or am I wrong? Are you going to really try to narrow this one down?
You cut out a little bit there. I thought you said that we have a takeout reducer and a Derby winner. Is that what you said? And then I thought you said we have a horse that is going to win this race, or that you cut out. I didn't hear exactly what you said. Yeah, I mean, Mystik Dan is going to be a takeout reducer, and Integration is going to win. He likes it here. He's in great form. I thought his race in the Manhattan was outstanding. Deterministic came back and said, "Good job, buddy. You don't have to be embarrassed about running second to me." Shout out Miguel Clement and Kendrick, who are going to be airing and cart talking about 2 hours, nice. Which is a lot of fun. Yeah, I think Integration is going to be too tough. And obviously, when you see these types of races, you look at the Euros and the horse like Cairo, it just feels like a second stringer to me. And I believe their second stringers can beat our second stringers. But our first stringers can beat their second stringers now. It didn't used to always be that way. I think Integration is a little bit more of a first stringer in this situation. I think it's going to be very tough to beat.
I see it very similarly. I mean, Cairo's an interesting horse. Alice Haynes, a trainer, definitely to keep an eye on, winning races all over the world. But, I mean, this is so different to that. I mean, on form, that Queen Anne run is just huge, but it's such a different setup. And this horse is 0 for 12 the last 2 seasons. Major threat on the class, but I'm with you. I'm very happy rowing in with Integration. What I love about this horse is that combination of a great cruising speed and still the ability to finish. Not all horses have that. Integration does, and he loves it around here. If I can figure out a way to pop in backup lines, I don't hate the idea of having a line to Cairo, a line to Fort Washington, who if they just go too fast early, could make the best move late. But 75% of the money is going through Integration. So we're very similar. And your ticket makes a lot more sense now that we've talked about this last race. You're going to be narrow early, narrow late, a little spready in the middle. Let's see if we can hit this pick 4 on Saturday, JK.
Let's see. See if you can hit it at home as well. Make sure you get in those comment sections, and we'll, if you hit it, less than $200 ticket. When I say less than $200 ticket, I'm talking 50-cent minimum. So you can have 400 combinations.
You can do a lot, and we want to see you in there. And then if multiple people hit, we will just we'll pick one at random. Is that how we're going to work that for the rules?
Absolutely.
Okay, good stuff. We'll check that out and get back to you, and make sure you get in touch to win your table. Don't miss this opportunity for a fantastic day at Saratoga. We got much more coming for you on this show. Also, make sure you check out the other show where we're going to be going into more of these races at Arlington. We'll talk about the big stakes once again as well. JK, we'll talk to you soon.